Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we just got some new ARGOSTAR cards. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out these awesome new cards. So I'm really excited for these because these are actually going to be coming in Alliance Insight, and so let's go ahead and check out and see what these cards actually do. So it does look like we just have two new cards, and let's go ahead and check out and see what these actually do. It's really cool that we actually have a second main deck monster, and we do have a new spell card. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with ARGOSTAR, they're basically trap monsters, so they're really interesting, and I'm super excited to see what these cards actually do. So first off, we have ARGOSTAR Fierce Path, and let's go ahead and see what this card does. This card is a level 4 Earth Warrior effect monster that has 1400 attack and 1400 defense. And you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. For its first effect, quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, return a face-up ARGOSTAR continuous trap you control back to your hand, and if you do, special summon this card. So you don't even have to waste your normal summon, you basically just instantly special summon this card out to your side of the field by bouncing one of your trap monsters back to your hand, and it is a quick effect, so you can basically use this card to react to your opponent. If your opponent's trying to destroy one of your cards, you can basically react and basically bounce it back to your hand, summon this card out to your side of the field. For this card's second effect, it gains 700 attack and defense for each of your other ARGOSTAR monsters you control with different names. That's a pretty big effect. This card is going to get absolutely massive really quickly because just with one other ARGOSTAR monster on the field, this card is going to go to 2100, then 2800, then 3500, and then 4200. That is insanely big, and it's going to get out of control very, very quickly for your opponent. For the third effect, you can banish this card, set a continuous trap from your hand, and it can be activated this turn. Okay, that's broken. That is broken. We can instantly skill drain the opponent. We can instantly goes in the opponent. We can instantly go in for rivalry against the opponent. That's big. Okay, that's a really good effect going first, or even going second, to be able to just instantly board wipe with something like a Gozen or a rivalry, or be able to use this with your copy of Skill Drain to basically just turn everything off on the field. You just banish it and then set a continuous trap and activate it. Like, that's really good. It doesn't search them, but it does just instantly allow you to floodgate the opponent, which is really insane. That's a pretty cool effect right off the bat. That's really insane. And this card helping you protect it and just summon it out to your side of the field. This card's instantaneously a 3 of in the deck, definitely. And Fierce is really, really good. Okay. So for the other card, we do have the quick play spell, and this card is called ARGOSTAR Giant Hunting. And this card is a quick play spell that has the ability that you can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn, meaning you can only get the first or the second effect. You cannot get both in the same turn. For the first effect, you get to add an ARGOSTAR monster from your deck to your hand. Then, if you control a continuous trap in the monster zone or a continuous trap with an effect that special summons itself as a monster in the spell and trap card zone, immediately this effect resolves, normal summon a warrior monster to your side of the field. That's a pretty cool effect that if you control basically one of the ARGOSTAR continuous trap monsters, you can basically just search and summon, basically kind of being like an E-Telly, but it doesn't special summon, it adds in the normal summons, which is kind of cool to be able to just immediately get the option to special summon it if you want to, or if you, normal summon it if you want to, so it's basically a rota for the deck, which is pretty good. They could have just stopped at that. That would have been good enough for the deck, because that's really good, because it basically turns your copy of Fierce into a 6 of, and it's a really good card overall. Now, the second effect is during your main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, target up to 2 cards on the field, including an ARGOSTAR continuous trap, return them back to the hand. So you can bounce one of your traps, bounce another card on the field, and then basically keep going. That's a pretty cool effect to be able to bounce one of your ARGOSTARs, but overall, this card's instantaneously a 3-of, because you can instantly get to your monsters, but it does have to add one of the ARGOSTAR monsters from your deck to your hand. And to do a quick refresher for you guys, I also pulled up the article of the original ARGOSTAR cards, and we do have this. This is the other main deck monster for the deck as well. If you guys want to check that out. This is coming out in Supreme Darkness, and then these cards are coming out in Alliance Insight, the following pack. So we're going to be getting these in January. We're probably going to be getting these in like April or May-ish, but these cards are going to come out very, very soon. But let's go ahead and look at the old ones just to go ahead and show you guys what the whole archetype does and when it's fleshed out. For the main deck monster, this card has the ability during the opponent's turn, if you control a continuous trap, quick effect, banish the card in the hand, change the attack of one monster on the field to 0. Also, if this card is normal summon, your opponent cannot activate cards in response to your continuous traps, and you can banish this card you control. Place 2 ARGOSTAR continuous traps with different names from your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. That's a pretty cool effect to be able to use. You're probably going to be playing this card at 3 as well, and playing Fierce at 3 because they're the only main deck monsters in the entire deck. Also, we do have a field spell if you guys didn't know. Once per turn, you pay 1,000 life, add an ARGOSTAR card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand, meaning if you don't banish, that's something I wanted to note for you guys, if you do not banish the copy of the ARGOSTAR Rhoda, you can basically search it every single turn and get it back over and over again to be able to use it with your copy of Home Stadium. And also, each time it continues to trap special summon from your spell and trap card zone, inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent, which is a really cool ability, so you can balance them constantly with the new cards, and they basically continuously do burn damage to the opponent. Also, once per chain, if your continuous trap is activated in its effect in the monster zone while you have a banished ARGOSTAR monster, which the main deck monsters do, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls to negate its effects until the end of the turn. That's a pretty cool effect that you can basically use them as interruptions, especially now that we have 2 main deck monsters, which is really cool. For the trap cards, we do have the abilities of all of these are just going to basically summon themselves as monsters and then gain a bonus effect. The bonus effect for your copy of Lightning, Purple Lightning, is once per turn quick effect. Place this card in your spell and trap card zone face up, and has the ability to, you can once per turn discard a card, special summon this card as an effect monster for 2,000 with the following effect. Then you get to add an ARGOSTAR card from your deck to your hand, which is a pretty cool ability. Quick effect, you can place this card in your spell and trap card zone face up. We do have Flying Swallow with the ability that your warrior monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, and has the ability once per turn, if there is a continuous trap in your monster zone, you can special summon this card as an effect monster with the following effect, that then you gain, if you have any banished ARGOSTAR monsters, you gain 500 life points. Once per turn quick effect, you place this card in your spell and trap card zone face up, bounce it back basically. And then you have Dragon Slayer for the last trap monster that has the ability that warrior monster you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and has the ability of once per turn, when your opponent activates a card effect, special summon this card as an effect monster, Warrior Light, level 4, 800 with the following effects. That basically then you have, if you have any banished ARGOSTAR monsters, you return 1 card on the field back to the hand. And quick effect, once per turn, place this card in your spell and trap card zone face up. All of them do that, balance themselves back to the continuous trap zone. So you're constantly balancing them backwards and forwards, and it's really interesting for this deck to be able to do that. But you basically have 3 main deck trap cards. You have 1 field spell, 2 main deck monsters, and a Rhoda now. We don't really have a negate, so it's okay, but it's really interesting because it's actually a trap monster archetype. So you're going to be able to make a lot of different variants of this deck, which is going to be really interesting. But now we have a Rhoda for the deck, and we have another main deck kind of sort of boss, because this card is going to have that effect that it gains 700 attack for every ARGOSTAR monster you control with different names, which is pretty interesting because these are going to special summon themselves to your side of the field as effect monsters. So you're going to bounce a bunch of them forward, and once you bounce a bunch of them forward, you're going to have the ability to basically use this to basically make them go up by 700 for this card only, and it's going to go up to 21, 28, 35, all the way up to 42, which is going to be insane to have all those attack points on this card. So this is now your big boss of the deck, which is really cool for this particular build, and I like that. I like this, and you can banish it to set a continuous trap from your hand, which is a pretty cool ability to basically just get one of your cards on your side of the field, and also quick effect, return a face-up ARGOSTAR continuous trap you control back to your hand. If you special summon it, so it can protect one of your back row. If your opponent's using like an MST or something that's going to pop it, you can basically just instantly put it back, which is really nice, and then basically have all of these as well, which is really cool. So overall, really interesting for all the support that we've gotten for ARGOSTAR. I really like the new cards. I think they look fantastic. I really like this as well because this could later be support. And I believe this is actually all the different trap monsters on this card that they're looking for the giant. Maybe the giant's going to come in later as like a link monster for the deck, but currently this deck doesn't have any extract monsters, so it might be, depending on what these cards actually are, if they're like ultras or commons, it might be relatively budget to be able to pick up this deck, which was really nice, because currently these cards coming out in Supreme Darkness, I think are like ultras. I'm not sure. I think the highest rarity is like an ultra, but I'm not sure. I don't think we have any other rarities confirmed yet. Not sure about that. I think we have seen this one. I think it was like the promo or something. I'm not sure, but other than that, we don't really know that much. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell me down in the comments down below what you guys think about ARGOSTAR. I think it's really interesting. I think it's another trap monster archetype like Eldritch, which is really cool. But overall, I still think Eldritch is a little bit better because it's a little more fleshed out. But it's really a cool archetype. So that's going to be this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad. We'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.